Well, residents in Diepkloof Hostel, this in Soweto, are taking their frustrations to the streets again, and they are protesting over a lack of service delivery. It is the third protest in the area in almost a month now, and our reporter, eNCA's Heidi Giokos, is in Diepkloof, and she joins us now, of course, to give us this update. Heidi, a very warm good morning to you, a colleague. I mean, earlier on, I heard you and saw you speaking to some of the residents, lamenting some of their grievances and concerns. But what is the heart of this protesting we're witnessing today?
It's got to do with service delivery, Tumelo. We do know that among those issues is the fact that they don't have electricity, they don't have proper ablution facilities, and a lack of housing. We have been here last week and the week before, in fact, and the state of the hostel here in Diepkloof is very concerning, where the hostel rooms are basically falling apart. You have members here, community members here, saying that you have about 11 people sleeping in one small hostel room, so it becomes very problematic for them, and they've indicated that time and time again they have tried to raise their concerns with the City of Johannesburg authorities, and their cries have just gone unanswered and unheard, and this is why they've decided to block the road. This morning, the main road into Soweto and out of Soweto, which is Chris Hani Road, was completely blocked off. Police moved in. They cleared the rubble that was blocking the road, the burning tires. They came and engaged with the community. But a few minutes ago, we do know that the community then decided to move back onto the main road and block the road once again, stopping vehicles, putting rocks in the road, and police started moving in again. We're not exactly sure at this point what police are trying to do as to whether or not they will go back and engage, but the visuals my colleague Noku showing you at the moment were actual, is where we actually saw about 2 police inyalas, police vans, the community engaging with the police, but that has since moved back onto the main road. You can see those visuals of police inyalas, JMPD inyala as well, and the police are obviously trying to find a solution to this. The community saying they're not going to stop until somebody comes and addresses them. We're also hearing of reports of 2 trucks that were looted. We do know of the one that seems to have been a truck that was transporting alcohol, beer specifically. We know that that truck has since been looted just on the highway very early this morning at around 4 o'clock this morning. But for now, things remain relatively calmer than what we saw this morning. Whether or not it's going to spark again, we're not sure, but the community members have told us time and time again that they will continue with their protests and blocking the road until their concerns are heard and officials come and meet with them.
Yeah, definitely, Heidi. We're seeing the residents not too satisfied or even happy with a lack of service delivery there. And I suppose the question is then, when will they receive those answers? Because if they're adamant that they're not going to be moving out of the streets until something happens, it warrants an urgent matter of attention in as far as, of course, the government is concerned. With that being said, Heidi, because I know that right now you are at the scene, have you heard anything just in terms of ward councillors making either promises or promises to address them at this stage?
At this stage, no, Tumelo, which I think is rather concerning. The fact that we have not seen any officials coming through, no ward councillors coming through, just community members and community leaders really expressing their frustration and saying that they will not stop until something is done about this. And I think what's even more frustrating for the community is the fact that this has been a long-standing issue. It's not a new problem. It's not something that's just emerged. You can actually see the ablution facilities that the community is subjected to, and women were coming to tell me off camera that they feel as though their dignity has been stripped from them because they don't have proper ablution facilities. We had moved into the actual hostel earlier on, and we did send some visuals through. Hopefully we can play that later on for our viewers to actually see the state of this hostel. But again, the main concern is lack of housing, electricity, ablution facilities, and they speak of a project, Tumelo, that I think we'll have to follow up on, that they claim millions was spent on sorting out the electricity crisis, yet nothing was actually done about it. So it just seems as though they our community that has been neglected. The community even going as far as saying that come next year elections, they don't want to see politicians coming into this community to campaign because they feel as though that's the only time they ever see anyone. And they feel as though something should be done sooner. The police Nyala is moving in to my left. If I can just ask my colleague Noko to just show you to my left, a police Nyala is currently moving in. We obviously are going to keep monitoring the situation, but I do think that police are trying to find a way to control this because they feel as though the main road obviously is a critical one. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I'm not sure why they are rushing to this particular point. Let's take a walk, Noku. I'm not sure how much time we have, Tumelo, and if time permits, but let's just see what's going on and whether or not this police Nyala is either just picking up police officers at this point or if they are moving in for a specific reason at Tumelo.
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing those scenes as you're talking, Heidi. It seems that members of the law enforcement, SAPS, moving closer to the vehicle. Seemingly that's a conversation that might be taking place. I think for now, colleague, we can leave it at that. And as you continue to monitor, of course, what's happening out in Diepkloof in Soweto, we'll be sure to come back to you as soon as there are any other developments. Heidi Giokos for us out at the Diepkloof Hostel, at the heart of the concerns of residents, definitely being lack of service delivery. A lot of people, as many as 11, allegedly being in one house, in one hostel, in one room, being housed there. That, of course, causing a lot of concerns when it comes to the likes of abolition facilities, amongst others. And we're hoping to hear, of course, from government officials or even ward councillors as to how exactly they plan to address this issue. But we'll be sure to come back to Heidi Giokos as soon as there are any other developments.